Hello,
Hello?
and welcome to Coffee with the Wilsons. I'm Marquita, and this is my husband Richard.
Richard?
And we are coming in tonight, this Saturday night. I'm going to share a little bit about life and not taking life for granted. Your family members, your loved ones. We're going to talk about a little bit about our experience that we've been faced with the last couple of weeks. Really, the last couple years, honestly. And that was the death of our parents, my father and mother, and just his mother, and how we've been coping, dealing, how it's changed our perspective about how we look at life, and how we treat life and our family members and one another, and the people that we care about. You know, you shouldn't let a day go by, a moment go by without really letting people know how you feel about them. Because after the fact, it's really too late.
And just to give, just to give you a good idea of what we're talking about is 2017 is when she lost her dad. And then now we bounce to 2018 is when I lost my mother. And now here it is 2019, we're like a week, what about 7-8 days in that you lost your mom?
It was the 20th of February, so
it's been kind of bounced back. So that's basically what we're talking about. So,
yeah.
And not to speak anything, 'cause obviously I want my dad to live forever if possible. But that just kind of, no, you looking like that. You know that ain't gonna happen. But obviously, mom, dad, I'm like, hey, I better make sure if I love him, I better call him and tell him.
Right.
If he wants something, I better go and get it for him if I have the means and the wherewithal to do that. So that's basically what we're talking about.
Simple things. They cross your mind, you better text, you better call. You have in your mind, I want to take this vacation with my children or with my sister or with my brother. You better get the planning because we don't, the time isn't guaranteed. And there's a reason I believe those things come up in our hearts and minds because we are supposed to show love. We are supposed to show consideration. We are supposed to let people know and affirm. Affirmation is so big. People like being affirmed in your world and in your life. If you're, saying you care about them, they want that affirmation. They want to know, and it's really an action word. It's not something you just say. It's also something you do and you demonstrate. And sometimes we just get busy. Life happens. We get busy. Work, kids, church, whatever, ministry, our own problems, whatever the case may be. And in that process, sometimes people we care about get programmed out. It's not on purpose.
Yeah. And I want to share some things specifically along that line that is all about family. I'm going to just go into just a brief moment in time back in 2018. My mom passed in April, right? But and my wife, she can testify to what I'm about to say, that it's absolutely true. Now, she had gotten sick, around, January, February, whatever, and, she went to hospital, she got better, and then she transitioned over to my brother's house. But, she seemed like she was getting better. And even though she was terminally ill, she was still focused on paying bills, where's her purse, her car, all these different material things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But did you notice?
At first,
yeah, at first. But the closer she got to being to transition and leaving this earth, that stuff didn't even come to her mind anymore. She never said anything else about it. Yeah. It was where's the grandboy Junior?
Mm-hmm.
Where's Tad? She wanted the people that she loved the most to be really close around. That was what was important, was family.
Right, because I don't know, of course I've not been at the end of my life, but I would imagine that where your cares are at that point is the people you birthed, the people that you lived around, the people that have shared life with you up until that point, and those are the people that become so important and so big because now you want to spend every moment you have left. It's precious. And I don't know why we messed that up before tragedy, or before sickness or before illness, not getting along over silly things. We better really like hone in on forgiveness and letting little petty things go. You think you don't matter, and you think it's nothing, and I'm just being who I am until something happens. And then it's a funny thing how your perspective just changed. It turned right off to, oh my God, I should have done. I was just sharing with my husband. I was driving today down the street and was like, oh, I need to tell my mom something. But that's no more. At 57 years old, my mother departed this earth. At 57 years old, my father departed this earth. And it has been something to accept, and especially with my mom, that I didn't get to grow old with her. Yes, I knew she wouldn't live forever, but you gotta think, I'm 44, my mom was 57. We should have at least grew old together. And so it's an interesting thing to actually adjust to being parentless. I'm not the first. I'm certainly not the last. But I was raised an only child, my mother's only child. So to even give thought to the fact that, I have no parents. It's a very interesting thing to have to adjust to and then keep going. Because I got to live. I got to keep moving. I got things to do. But it made me really passionate about projects I'm working on.
Yeah, I was just going to talk about that. Yeah.
Because now I feel like their legacy is even bigger. I really need to make sure that my time here on earth is well spent.
Yeah. And because this spot here is so short, it's kind of hard to cram everything that we've got, going on within a 20-minute segment. But let's just say we got some really big things and some, Steve Harvey said something about in life, you got to jump. So in the next couple of days, that's exactly what we getting ready to jump. We don't know if the parachute going to open or not, but we getting ready to jump. Because we flying where we going to, L.A.?
Los Angeles, West Hollywood.
Pursuing a dream. But we got to do it. Life is more than just 40 hours and weekend or whatever. We want to live our dreams. Now we getting ready to go for it.
Yeah. We don't want to just tell you. We don't want to just tell you to have a vision, have faith, run out there and do. We are doers. We're doing it. Full steam ahead. Do we have all the I's dotted and the T's crossed? Absolutely not.
Ooh, girl, I'm going to say something about this. Go ahead. Go ahead.
In certain areas, are we experts? No. But I come to find out that you just have to start somewhere. And by putting one foot in front of the other, stepping out there, we've seen the hand of God. We've seen God enhance what we thought was a small gift into something bigger. Something that my husband wrote, months ago?
Yeah.
Way back in September. Yeah. Is now coming to fruition, and we're hearing it and we're seeing it, and actually, that gives us opportunity to believe in it before anybody else does. And I think if we don't, it's kind of hard to want somebody else to. What you say is a poor frog that don't praise his own pond.
Yeah, but I want to share something else. I was reading today. There's a scripture in the Bible where it says for us not to neglect the gifts that we've been given.
Yeah.
Some of us are songwriters, singers. Some people can fry chicken, make clothes. Whatever your gift is, you need to hone in on that.
Yeah.
Hone in on that. That's where your wealth may lie. In fact, not me. That's where your wealth is. Because you can do stuff. All of us have something in us that we can do easy that other people, it just take a lot of effort to do it, which there's nothing wrong with that, but we need to hone in on that gift. Again, the Bible says do not neglect the gift that has been given you.
And he talked about the talents, right? The ones that buried them,
yeah.
The one that multiplied it or made more of it,
yeah.
The one that was saving it. And so we're understanding everybody's different. Everybody process different, thank goodness, because as you would always say, this world would be so super boring if we were all the same. And so we don't want to be all the same. But what we do want, and what I would love to see, And what I would love to be able to do is build an empire that my children's children don't even have to go on somebody's job, because we've already laid the foundation, opened the doors, kicked them down, whatever you want to say, left breadcrumbs for them to pick up from and move forward with. So what they will say about Marquita and Richard, well, my Mimi and Pop, because of them and what they've done, I didn't have to do X, Y, and Z. Absolutely. Now, I didn't say they won't do it, because their own will, your own mindset, sometimes that gets in your way. But we have 6 children.
Yep.
You can't tell me between the 6 and them having children that somebody can't come out of that lineage and carry on the torch that we're setting out, the things that we're not afraid to do. You can't tell me that someone can't take that and make it bigger and better. Yep. Out of that generation. It just doesn't make sense, because if we're going to lay a foundation and we're going to set a standard, I believe someone will pick it up and follow it. Yep. I have to. And
one thing about faith, you're not going to have all the I's dotted and T's crossed. You just have to just believe and step out there. Just like we sitting in these chairs, I had no doubt that when I sat down at this chair was going to support us. Right. We just sat down.
I sat down.
So that's pretty much what faith is all about. You just got to keep moving. Everything is not going to be A, B, C, D. Sometimes it's going to be A, Z, M, W. You know, just got to keep moving.
There's no cookie cutter to it.
No.
You know, people try, and they tell you what they did, and they say, well, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. And in a lot of cases that may be true, but in some cases for you and how you think and how your bloodline has thought before you, the ancestors, the grandmamas and the aunties, you got to reinvent the wheel.
Yep.
You have to change directions and change mindsets, and that's how you look at money, how you look at life, how you look at marriage, how you look at your gifts and your talents. Sometimes we take those things for granted. There are many athletes that don't even try to play sports. There are many singers who could care less about singing. And then they ask themselves, well, why am I not going further in life? Because you're not using
the gift.
The gift. And if it lay dormant, the Bible said without repentance, the gifts and callings. I don't know if you can apologize for not using them and it work out for you.
I don't know. And just to encourage people that fail, let me just give you a quick. So I think I told you about this, babe, but I was on the internet, Googling, whatever, looking at different houses or whatever. Basically looking at what I could afford, and I'm, you know us. We're practical people. We ain't all this old spooky junk. I didn't hear no audible voice, no angels coming down. I ain't hear no junk like that. But I just could sense in my heart that God was saying to me, why are you looking at things that you can afford? Look for what you want. Don't focus on, you may not be able to afford a $2 million house or whatever, but if that's what you want, focus on that. I mean, can you afford the $100,000 house? The answer at that time for me was no. Then what difference does it make? Know what I'm saying?
Right.
So focus on what you want. Again, life is fragile. You got one. Some people believe that there's reincarnation. I believe that's foolishness. So you can't afford to think that you're going to come back and be able to do this thing all over. So you better try to do it now. You understand me?
Yeah. Think big. And why should any of your thoughts be small? Think big if you're going to think it all.
That's good, babe.
That's a song.
But it's good. Think big if you're going to be thinking anyway, so you might as well think big.
Might as well think big. Small is, I really don't believe is going to bear you any good fruit. You might as well think big. And there's no condemnation in thinking big. There's nothing condemning about that. Nothing at all. If I really don't know where I would be without my dreams, because they're the things that keep me motivated to try something new. And I've not been afraid to fail it. Stuff don't always work out. I told him the other day I was sitting down thinking about all the things I tried in 2018 that didn't work. And if I was just gonna be motivated by that alone, I wouldn't even be talking to you right now. I wouldn't be on this tape. I wouldn't have a thing to say.
And if we had to focus our life purely by what we can see, man, we'd be miserable.
Yeah.
We'd be miserable. And that's why I believe God, and what about you? I believe God gave us dreams and imagination so it assists us in creating the life that we want to live.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I wouldn't have it any other way. And I wouldn't want to be partnered up for life with someone that didn't have any dreams or any vision.
Ooh, that'd be boring. We don't do anything. Every once in a while, we have a little humdrum moment, but for the most part, we try to keep it lively.
Yeah, we're on to things. So if we can encourage you to do anything, we're going to tell you, number one, make sure you're loving the people around you. Tell them that you love them. Show them that you love them. Get in action, get in motion. Something cross your spirit, just to buy a person a cup of coffee. Just do it. Just do it.
Oh, my favorite, pay it forward.
Pay it forward.
Somebody in front of you in the line in the Walmart line, pay for their stuff. Now, if this stuff costs $3,000, they on their own. But it did.
Look, he got a limit. He got a limit of what he gonna pay for. That's how he pay it forward. But we do want to be encouraging. We want to tell you, think big, think outside the box, go for it. We're praying for you. We believe.
Yes.
We want to speak over everybody's life that's watching this tonight, that you can have what you say.
That's right.
That if you believe and you speak it,
you can get it.
You can get it. And we're in agreement with you.
Coffee with the Wilsons, baby.
Coffee with the Wilsons. It's been real, guys.
Yep.